Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parang Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Sahanao Abatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinao Adhitam Astu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Radhe Radhe everyone. So we're going to do this book. This is this one here is not it's what is good about these books is that the construction of the you know, obviously you're going to learn vocabulary and you have to learn vocabulary. There's no way around it. But the construction, generally speaking, is a lot easier. And the way they use verbs, for instance, always. So this is a continuation. This is pretty much a direct continuation of the previous book, of the Panchatantra book. I bet it was done by the very same person, because it's almost exactly the same in tone and so on. So let's get started. Malati, just we're reading here now, Vidyaranya. So these are different stories. These are not Panchatantra stories, but I'm telling you, these are when you get into traditional Hindu literature for children and things like this, very moralizing, and you know, like the greatness of the heroes of Indian history or Hindu history, and mostly it's all you know, pretty much mythologized. Anyway, Malati, you read first paragraph.
Asti Tunga Bhadraya Tire Kashana Gramaha. At the shore of the Tunga Vidya, there was some village.
Tunga Vidya,
Tunga Bhadra?
It's the name of a river in South India. I think it's in Tamil Nadu.
Mm-hmm. I know somebody by the name Tunga Vidya.
Well, Tunga Vidya, of course, we have our gopis. But Tunga Bhadra could very easily be a name. There's a name that you don't see very often, but why not? I'll name my first woman disciple Tunga Bhadra. Go.
Tatra Mayanaha Nama Kashtid Grihasta Nivasatisma. So there, a Grihasta by the name Mayana,
yeah, it's
lived there.
Mayana, yeah, I've never seen this name before. Maybe it's a South Indian name because you know, it has this. The South Indian languages have many more of these retroflexes in them.
Mayanasya Trayaha Putraha Madhvaha Sayanaha Bhojanartha Chaiti.
Read.
Bhoganartha.
No, there's no R there. There's no ref.
Oh, Bhoganatha.
Yeah, Bhoganatha. It's the master of Bhoga. Well, Bhoga can also mean snake, you know. So I would assume this is a name for Shiva.
So he had 3 sons by the name Madhava, Sayana,
Sayana.
Sayana.
Yeah, so Sayana is also a name of, well, you know, Mayana, Sayana. But Sayana is the name of the commentary on the Rig Veda. Also, when we talk about, you know, anyway, the dictionary that's made out of the Vedic dictionaries by Sayana. Go ahead.
Trayaha api jetasvinaha. So these 3 sons were very brilliant, or
they were powerful, let's say.
Chivalrous, powerful. Okay.
No, not chivalrous so much. You know, Teja means it has the idea of light. So they had some, you know, energetic. You could also say energetic, full of
brilliant.
Brilliant. Brilliant. But that's it's not just intelligence, but it's. Let's give it a look. All right. Well, I don't have my dictionary. Go ahead. You read on.
Kramasya samipe kashana ashrama asit. So close to the village was an ashram.
Did I just change the screen for you?
No.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Te tatra vidyabhyasam kurvanti sma. So there they went to study. That's
right. Abhyasam. So abhyasa just means to practice, right? So they studied vidyabhyasam. They practiced knowledge. So vidyabhyasam, that means that they cultivated knowledge. They studied. Go ahead.
Madhavaha abhyase krida di shu cha agraganyaha. So I mean, krida. This is play. Something with playing in play and in practice.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is vidyabhyasam, so it's vidyabhyasam, so abhyase, so you would say in his studies, you could say, and in play, etc. He was the agraganya. So
he was the foremost, like
the foremost. So
best.
Ganya means counted, right? Ganya means to be counted. Gananam means counting. So agraganya, that's the potential participle. So he is to be counted as the foremost, as the front one. So it just means the foremost. You don't have to say, you don't have to go through all that, but I'm just breaking down the word for you.
And Gurunam Priyatamaha. So he was the favorite of the Guru.
That's right. He was the favorite of the Guru. So you see how they do. Look at this. I noticed that in this particular, so this might not be the same author as the one previous book, but you see him making so many of these short statements, like this, short sentences. I don't know. This is Hemingway language. In Sanskrit, I think that normally in Sanskrit you would see Madhava Abhyasi Kridadi Shucha Agraganya Guru Nam Priyatamascha. You would see it like that. with a cha on the end. All right, Larli, you ready to go?
Yes.
Yeah, you see here, Ushakalaha. So this is, you'll see Bengali written like this. Hindi, I don't think you'll see it like that, but certainly in Bengal, when they're writing, they'll put a sentence there, Ushakalaha. You'll never see that in Sanskrit, or at least it's not very likely in traditional Sanskrit to see a one-word sentence like this. Just say it was early morning, right? Ushak kala. Ushak means the sunrise, so it was early morning, right? So he's just saying Ushak kala. You know, this is a style that well, you know, what can I say? But he just means it was early morning. Go. All right.
Madhavaha sahadyayibihi saha snanartha nadim agataha.
Okay.
So Madhava subject, sahadyayibihi saha.
Okay, all right, so this one, saha adyayi bihi, saha, right? So it's saha, so that's a tritiya bahuvachanam. So the sahadyayi means his fellow students, right? Adhyaya means study, and adyayin means a student, someone who's studying, and saha means with, so they were his fellow students.
Okay, Madhava with his fellow student, Snanartam, Nadim, Agataha. Yeah, no, I don't really understand. Snanam has something with bathing or something?
Yes.
Nadim, I don't know. And
okay, hang on. So you have snana and then you have artham. So what's this artham?
I should know about that.
Yes, you should.
Artham, yeah.
Artham is purpose here. So snana for the purpose of bathing.
He was going to the Nadim, so it's kind of the river or something like that.
So Madhava,
So
with his fellow
Madhava
students,
was going to the river to have a bath.
yes, that's right. So that's, yeah, okay, continue. So there's no problem there? Everybody gets that one? So what's the nadi said? Nadyaha nama kim. Larali, uttaram dehi. Nadyaha nama kim.
What's the name of the river?
Yeah.
Was it mentioned before?
Yes. Very first sentence.
Asita. So Tunganbandri.
Tungabhadra.
So Nadi Namaha Tundanbandra Asti.
Okay. All right, good. Go ahead. Saha.
Saha Nagham.
Nadyam.
Nadyam Taratisma. He
Tarati means swimming here.
okay.
Yeah, normally tarati means to cross over, but and usually when we say swim, we put sun in front of it, sun tarati. So sun tarati means swimming though here.
Okay. So, and he was swimming, and is it the same? No, it's not the same. Nadyam.
Yeah, okay, Nadyam, you should recognize that, Lali. That's the Saptami Vibhakti. So in the river, he was swimming. Okay, he was swimming in the river.
Tada Tadhanim Dure Ekasyaha Striyaha Chitkaraha Frutaha.
Yes. Okay, tell me what you recognize.
There's a woman in the story.
Yeah.
Tada is then.
Yeah, so tadanim and tada are the same thing. So tadani means then.
So then, dure.
Okay, we should know that one.
Yeah. It
From afar, you say far away, right?
far. Okay, then far away. One. What's the vibhakti of ekasya striyaha? One women.
Yeah, well, it's here. So ekasyaha striyaha, they're both in the shashti vibhakti.
Shashti.
Of one woman.
Of one woman.
And then chitkaraha. So chitkara means shout or scream.
Okay.
And then shrutaha.
He heard.
That's right. So he was swimming in the river and he heard. So by him, so you don't see, so he you know, it says tena. You don't have a subject here, but it means the sound of a woman screaming was heard from afar. Then he heard from afar. A woman somewhere was screaming.
Okay. Madhavaha Kimidam. What's that? Or who's shouting?
Oh, what's this?
What's that? What's this? Iti Chintayan Paritaha Updavan.
Drishtavan.
Sorry, Drishtavan. Iti Chintaya.
That's a present participle. Chintayan, thinking. So kimidam, thinking, what is this? Paritaha means all around. Parita, looking over,
Pari, okay.
looked around, and drishtavan.
And looking
Right.
around.
That's right. So he looked around. So thinking, you know, he was wondering what is this? And he looked all around.
Punaha api chitkaraha. Punaha, it's again and again. No.
That's right.
Happy. Yeah. So, and chinkaraha. So chinkara. Chinkaraha. I don't know.
No, you're looking. It was right here. Come on, go back.
And thinking. And
no. Okay, go back to this sentence here. Tadanim dure ekasyaha striyaha chitkaraha.
Shouting.
That's
and hearing again the someone shouting.
That's right. So you just look, you see how he's making the sentences very, very short, no verb. This is punarapi chitkar, another shout, another scream. So he's like, you know, he's making his language here very, very concise. Go on.
Madhavaha Saddaha
Sadhya.
Sadhya. Sadhyaha eva tiram agatavan. So Madhava went to the shore or the bank. Sadhya
Eva. Immediately.
Sadhya. Okay. Yeah.
Directly,
he went directly.
Came to the shore. He went to the shore too.
Chitkaram anusmritya.
Sritya, not smritya. Anusritya.
Anusritya. Tavitavancha.
Okay.
So shouting and Sritya.
So Davitavan, you know this?
No. So it's a
Dhavati means run.
So running.
He ran. And he ran Chitkaram Anusritya, following the shout or following the screams. He ran. So he ran towards the scream. That's what he's following the sound of the scream. Okay, you got it? Chitkaram Anu. So Anu means behind, and Sritya. So Anusritya, this means following. Right? Anusarati. So Aham Tvam Anusarami. Vayam Sarve Babaji Mahashayam Anusaramaha. We follow Babaji. Okay?
Okay.
Next, Shavantika, Rajamarge.
Rajamarge eka shibika.
Yeah, so again, you see here, he's putting just simple sentences. No, you know, I'm kind of a, you know, like Hemingway type language. Just, you know, minimal sentences.
What is shibika?
Shibika means a tent or it means a tent or a camp, you know, like you know, like soldiers have, you know, like they set up their tents, a shibika.
Okay.
Shibika, they also use that now, you know, now they use that word for like what do they call it again? You have a work, you know, what do you call it? A workshop or something like that, you know, like a training camp type of thing, you know, where people go for, what do you call that again? People go for a week and for training in something, a shibika.
Like a retreat?
Yeah, something like, well, yeah, more like a, you know, because in India, this often has the, you know, they put a pandal up, that kind of thing.
Just one short question.
Yeah.
I thought camp means shibira, and I thought this means palanquin.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. My fault. Yes, obviously you're right. I'm sorry. Of course I knew that. Just somehow or another, my mind split there. Yes, you're right. Okay, that makes more sense then, also in the context. Thank you, Malati.
So, does it mean that one palanquin was on the Rajamarge on the main way? Or
That's right. The Rajmarga means the main highway, the main road. Yeah.
Okay. Shibikam paritaha yavana Seinikaha Sante.
So you just had paritaha right over here, right?
So Yavanas are those Greeks?
No, a Yavana, you know what Yavana means? Yavana is used to mean Muslims. But the actual
Oh.
word, but it's just like Firingi, you know, in Firingi means European, but a Firingi actually comes from Frank, the Frank meaning the Français, so it's you know, derived from the word the Franks, and so Yavana is from the word it's Ionia, so that means Greek, right? Greek is Ionia, right?
Mhm.
The Ionians. So the Ionian, that becomes Yavana. So Yavana actually comes from Greek. It means Greek. But in later Indian languages, Yavana refers to Muslims. So like Haridas Thakur, he was called Jaban because the Bengalis, they pronounce that initial Ya as Ja. So we have Jaban Haridas, Jaban Haridas. So in Bengal especially, they called all the Muslims Jaban, even if they were born in Bengal, you know. So the word Yavana ends up meaning Muslim. This is interesting development of that particular word. And Sainika means soldiers. So there were
Okay.
anyway foreigners. You could say Yavana, on the very least, it's some foreigners. You know, they're foreign, some soldiers from another country. But Yavana means Muslims, basically.
Mm-hmm. So there were in the Palanquin foreign soldiers.
Around the
Around Paritaha, yes. Okay, so around the Palanquin there were foreign soldiers.
Okay.
Uh,
You're being politically correct. I will. Well, you know, there's in all of this Hindu literature, you're going to find a steady stream of you know, subtle or even direct anti-Muslim rhetoric. So anyway, here the bad guys are the Muslim soldiers, no doubt about it. Go ahead.
Okay, I understand. So of course, for many centuries, all foreigners were Muslims. Okay.
That's right, pretty much. Yeah.
Te Shibika Vahakan Bishayanti. So they carried the palanquin. Bishayanti.
No. You have to keep your vibhaktis in mind here. Te is the subject, so it refers to the Yavana Sainikaha. And Shibika Vahakan is accusative plural. So the subject Bhishayanti, Te Bhishayanti, they are scaring or frightening. And they're frightening the people who are carrying the palanquin. So you need 4 people to carry the palanquin.
I understood. Okay, so they, meaning soldiers, they were frightening carriers of palanquin.
Yeah, the palanquin bearers, we usually say bearers.
Bearers, okay. Shibikayam eka taruni asti. So there was one Taruni.
A tarani is a young girl.
Oh, really?
A maiden, a damsel in distress.
Okay. Does it have any known etymology? How it is? So it's Tarun.
Taruna, no, I don't know any etymology, but Taruna means young.
Okay. So there was one young girl in the palanquin.
That's right. Shivikayam, Saptami Vibhakti. Right?
Tam tarunim apahartu te seinikaha prayantam kurvanti. So those soldiers kidnapped.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet.
No, it's because you have this you have your
yes, it's infinitive.
And prayatnam kurvanti. So prayatnam means?
Forgot.
Oh, important word. It means try, to attempt. So they the soldiers were trying to kidnap that young girl.
Okay. And this attempt, prayatnam, what is it, hatu here?
What is what?
The hatu, the root,
Dhatu.
prayatnam.
Oh, it's yatate, chatato bhuya sangsiddhaye. You know, the yatnam means to try, to attempt. So prayatnam, so they were making an attempt. They were making an attempt to steal away or to kidnap that girl. And so the word order here is a little, so they have the object comes in the beginning. Tam tarunim apahartum te sainikah prayatnam kurvanti. Read the sentence again.
Tam tarunim apahartum te seinikaha prayatnam kurvanti.
Kim kurvanti te?
Apahartum tam tarunim.
Kim kurvanti?
Kim. Okay. Seinikaha.
No. Sainikaha kim kurvanti?
What did they do? I see. Okay, so Seinikaha prayatnam apahartum kurvanti.
Okay, that's better. But usually you're going to put apahartum in front of prayatnam, right? So apahartum prayatnam kurvanti. So kam apahartum prayatnam kurvanti?
Tam tarunim.
Okay. Okay, kutra asti, sa taruni kutra asti.
What?
Sa taruni kutra asti.
Sa taruni shibikayam asti.
Okay, asa shibika kutra asti.
Sa shibika Rajamarge asti.
Very good. Okay, last sentence.
Sataruni bhayat krandanam karoti. So this girl out of fear, bhayat, krandanam. I'm not sure what is krandanam.
Krandanam, anybody? Larry, you know Krandanam? No? Malati, you know?
I-
What? Krandanam, crying. So the girl, she was out of fear, was crying. Okay,
Like
Mhm.
Rodana?
sorry?
Like Rodanam?
Yeah, Rodanam is I guess Rodanam and Krandanam, they're close. I would say Rodanam is more cry, shouting. Rodanam is more like shouting, and Krandanam is more like with tears. Okay, no, go on now, Malati.
Madhavaha etat sarvam drishtavan. Madhava saw all that.
That's right.
Madhavasya mahan krodhaha agataha. So he became very angry.
That's right. So yeah, literally, a great anger came over Madhava. Well, Madhava had. Anyway, how can you translate literally? But the Madhava became very angry. That's the best way we can do it. Okay, but Krodha Agata came to him, right? So the anger came to him. So his great anger came like that. Go ahead.
Yavanaha bharata deshe striyaha apamananam kurvanti kim. So the Yavanas want to disgrace an Indian woman.
Well, it's like this. It's these foreigners, and these Yavanas, Bharata Deshe, in Bharata, in this country of Bharata, they are, disgracing, I guess is good, or insulting of the women, making the insult of the women, right? So this is something that has been explained in my manual, that you take the verbal noun, the object of the verbal noun goes into the Shashti Vibhakti. So they are insulting the women. So striyaha apamananam. So they are making the insult of the woman, right? So it means they are insulting the woman. So when you use this construction, so like I've been explaining with these books, you'll often see this construction of the kri dhatu with the verbal noun. Okay, everybody's cool with that? Everybody understands that? Sarvam avagatam larali. You understand this sentence?
Yes.
Okay, good. Malati, continue.
Yavananam ithadrisham audatyam kim.
Yeah, audatyam.
Could we say audacity, because it sounds very similar?
That sounds very similar. Audacity, yes, is that kind of this. Audacity is very good, yes. Let's give it a look.
What's audacity? More easy word.
Impudence. Impudence.
I see.
Yeah, I just put here. Arrogance, insolence, overbearing manner. This is arrogance. That's arrogance is good. Here with Buddhists, self-exaltation. Arrogance is good. Insolence is also good.
So can you share the screen, or what are you
Oh, I'm sorry.
looking for?
Yeah, I keep forgetting the screen sharing thing. Yeah, so here was this, there we go. Here, so audhatya, arrogance, insolence, overbearing manner, disdain, like that. Okay, continue.
Can you go back to the screen?
It's not back?
No, it's back.
Okay.
Iti alochitavan saha. So he reflected like that.
Yeah, alochitavan. So alochitavan, yeah, he thought like that. That's it. He reflected like that. Very good. Okay, who's next? Larli again?
Madhavaha Nira Yuthaha Asit.
Asit.
So Madhava Nira Yuthaha. He was Nira Yuthaha. I don't know.
So an ayudha. So if you look at that carefully, you'll see yud. So yud means has something to do with fighting, right? Battle, yudha. And so an ayudha is something that you bring with you to the battle, namely a weapon. And nir means not. So he was weaponless. He had no weapons.
Okay.
So
Madhava
Madhava was weaponless.
weaponless. Saha Tatna Ganitavan. He, so it's a negation. Ganitavan Tatlat.
Okay, so Ganitavan, let me just put up Ganitavan. So this verb, we just saw that before here, right? It was agraganya here. Remember this? Krida Adishucha agraganya. So we had gan, ganya. So the verb root is gan. So Ganitavan. So he did not count that. Right? He didn't count that. So it means that he didn't take it, he didn't think it was important. He didn't think about that. He didn't stop. He didn't take into consideration that he didn't have a weapon. He didn't think about that. You follow? He didn't count that.
Yes. Yeah. Sadhyaha Eva Akramanam Kritavan. His goal.
So this we had this, Sadhya Eva, we had this already before.
Yeah.
What did you were reading that one, weren't you? Over here, where was it? Ushakali Madhava Sadhya Eva Tiram Agatavan. Remember that? Sadhya Eva. Madhavaha Sadhya Eva Tiram Agatavan. So here.
It directly now Krita. Akramanam, I forgot what's that word again?
Attack.
Yes, directly, he didn't think about that, even though he was weaponless, he didn't think about that, and he
That's right.
attacked them.
He immediately attacked the soldiers.
The soldiers. Yavananam Upari Hastapraharam Kritavan. Oh no.
So hasta, what's your hasta? Hastam darshaya. Tvam mahyam hastam darshaya.
I do some.
Aham tvam mama hastam darshaya. Mama hastam pashya.
I see your. Okay, hasta hand
Yes, and praharam. Hasta
I
praharam. He started hitting him with his hands. He started punching them.
punching. Okay. 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 Punching the soldiers.
Yeah, so Yabananam upari, so this means on top of the soldiers, right? So upari, so upon he began to beat upon the soldiers with his hands.
Okay. Striyaha vimuchanam saditavancha. Striyaha.
Okay, striyaha, what's the vibhakti there? Striyaha. We just had it above, right? We had what was it? Striyaha. We already had it a couple of times. Bharata deshe striyaha apamananam kurvanti kim. And then we had also above this striya eka striyaha. Where was it? Kimidam here. Striyaha chitkaraha. So that's the third time now we've had striyaha. So what's the vibhakti?
I don't know my vibhakti. So he's being
Okay. Vimochanam. So he released, right? He freed. So saditavan, so sadhanam, you know, you have the word sadhanam, sadhana bhakti, right? So sadhanam means the practice or that leads to a result. So saditavan, he succeeded in releasing, he managed to release the woman, right? So tasyaha vimochanam, her release, he was successfully released her, right? Striyaha vimochanam. So it's of her, of the woman.
okay.
The freedom of the woman. He managed to release the woman. So you know, because the way that the Sanskrit is constructed, you have the verbal noun, right? So the verbal noun, and then you have the verb. So this is a kritavan. It could also have been kritavan. He released the woman, but saditavan means that he successfully managed to achieve the goal of releasing her. Okay, so Samantika, next one.
Этот акраманам явананам анирикшитам асит. I'm thinking about anirikshitam.
Yeah, anirikshitam. I don't particularly like this word here. I you know, this is I'm you know, like I said before, very often very often you get in these books. This is maybe the way that they use it in Bangalore. They might use this word. But in niriksham, what he means here is anapekshitam. It means unexpected, right? So etat akramanam, this attack was unexpected of the soldiers, of the Muslim soldiers. They weren't expecting it. They weren't expecting such an attack. In other words, it was a surprise for them. So anirikshitam, it means it was a surprise to them. They were surprised. It was a surprise attack. They weren't expecting it.
Te api krudhaha sanjataha. So they even
Well, they also
krudhaha sanjataha. So they also made some beating?
no.
Huh?
Okay, krudha, we had krodha already. We had krodha above here before. Where was that? Krodha. Krodha, he became angry. Where was it?
In the very beginning.
Here it goes, okay, here it says, Madhava etat sarvam drishtavan. Madhavasya mahan krodha agataha. Right? So now then here, so now the krudha is the past participle. Krud is the root. So krudhaha, they also became angry. So the sanjata means became. Right, it comes from jandhatu. Jata means to be born, but this is that. But here in this particular case, but it's being used, and especially in this book and in these books, this Sanskrit, it means they became. So they also became angry. That's what it says here. Te api krudhaha sanjataha. Continue.
So the root is krut, like aspirated, dha in the end.
That's right, krud. Krodha.
Okay.
So krodha is anger, and krudha.
Yeah, I understand. Like buddha, so krudha, so it means
That's right.
that
And yeah, and it's
aspiration.
that's right. And it's also it's a fourth one. So you krudhyati. The krudhyati is the present tense, sa krudhyati. Right? So it's a fourth class conjugation.
Brahmana balakam drishtva tesham kopaha pravridhaha.
So kopa.
Kopa is also anger.
That's right.
So their anger, pravridhaha,
Pravridha, you know,
increased.
Increased, yes.
Right?
Right, it increased. So we've seen that. We saw that before in the Jatakas. Pravridha. So vridha means old. It means increased, right? Pravridha. So it increased. So their anger increased. When did their anger increase?
After having seen how to say Balakam, so like a Brahmana boy.
That's right. So here you see the thing. They saw that it was a Brahmin boy. So the Yavanas don't like the Brahmins very much. So they saw it was a Brahmin boy. So they just became angry, even more angry, because there's nothing they dislike more than Brahmins.
Not only Indian, but it's even more worse.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay, last sentence.
Te sarve militva balakasya upari akramanam kritavantaha. So they all militva, so having met.
No, militva means here sarve militva. So it means that they're coming together, right? So together, it means that all joined together. Sarve militva. So joining together, they.
So they all together attacked over him, over the boy.
That's right. Well, they just, balakasya upari. So just you can see here, this is balakasya upari. It's this upari is being used with the genitive, and it's being used to like here with akramanam. So here we had also with hasta praharam upari. So when he's attacking or fighting, they're fighting on the person, right? I guess getting him down on the ground and punching him up. Okay, let's go on. This is a weird. I don't know if we'll finish this one today. Who's starting again? Was it Malati again?
Madhava to dhiraha. But Madhava was brave.
Yes, Madhava was brave hero. Yes, or go ahead.
Samipe ekaha yodaha asit. So close by there was a soldier.
Yeah, so just close by there was a soldier. Doesn't know when they were. I thought they were all soldiers, but anyway, but
maybe a soldier. Maybe what is meant is that one soldier was very close to him.
Yes, right, probably like that. Yeah. Well, I thought if they're fighting, they're all pretty close. But anyway, from a nearby soldier, let's say, okay. I mean, anyway, this is simplified language, so it might not be quite as accurate.
Tasya hastat Madhavaha Kartgam Akrishtavan. I don't know, maybe we can say Madhavaha snatched the sword from his hand.
Yes, snatched is good. Yeah, so Akrishtavan, so basically Akrishta, it means Akarsha means to pull. So it's, you know, but I've noticed that this is the way that in these books that they're using Akrishtavan in that way. So he didn't, you know, Grihitavan, or, you know, like that. But it means he pulled the sword out of that soldier's hand. So snatched is good. Go on.
Tena Kadgena Dvitran Maritavan. So from this sword,
With this sword.
with this sword, or from by this sword,
Yeah.
two or three were killed.
Yeah, he killed 2 or 3, or he struck 2 or 3. Maritavan doesn't necessarily mean kill, but I guess it means killed here. Anyway, Dvitran, you can see that's 2 or 3. So it's that's a specific, that's, you know, Dvitran. Go on.
Etat Trishtva Itare Api Palayanam Kritavantaha. Palayanam. Seeing this, the others escaped.
Yeah, they fled or they ran away. Yeah. Escaped is good. And so itare, so that's the itare here. So everyone, etad drishtva, seeing this, itare, the others, api, also, palayanam kritavanta, ran away. Go ahead.
Taruni bhaya kampita asit. So I think kampita means trembling. So maybe the young girl trembled out of fear.
That's right. The girl was trembling out of fear. Bhaya kampita. Bhaya's fear. Kampita. Kampa. Pulaka. Kampa. Kampa means trembling, right?
Yes.
And anukampa. So it's anukampa. So anukampa means to tremble after. Right? So that means when you feel sympathy for somebody else, you know, someone else is trembling, and you're anukampa, you're feeling their trembling. So that means anukampa means to have mercy on someone. Okay, go ahead.
Madhavaha tam tasyaha griham pratitavan. Madhava brought her to his house or her house?
Her house.
Her house.
Yeah.
To
So
her house.
Prapitavan, so this is causative here, right? So prapitavan, praptaha. So prapitavan, he made her come to her house, right? Or he made her, you know, arrive at her house. So in other words, he brought her to her house. Madhava tam tarunim, tasyaha griham, her house, prapitavan, gamitavan, nitavan. Go.
Tad anantaram ashramam pratya gatavan. After that, he went to the ashram.
He went back. He returned.
He returned to the ashram.
Yeah, so pratyagachati. So gam dhatu with prati and a, that means to return. So pratyagachati, pratyagachat, pratyagatavan, ashramam, so after that he came back to the ashram. Okay, well, boy, that time went fast. All right, so what we're going to do, my friends, We're going to finish this story. So I want you to prepare this story for next week, and then I'm going to ask you questions, and we're going to have questions and answers. So I'm going to ask you questions like Sagramaha kutra asit, Trayaha bhratara, Trayanam bhratrinam namani kani, Tekim namani tekim namana asan. We'll ask questions from the story. So read the story with understanding. So we still have to, we'll read it, but you have to prepare it. I want you to prepare the next part for next week. Okay, so that you know. So Larali, you ask Malati for help and you go through it with her, okay? D'accord?
I'll do my best.
Yes, it'll take a few minutes. Don't take 10 minutes. It won't take more than that. Okay. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Purnam Madah Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate Sarveshang Swastir Bhavatu Sarveshang Shantir Bhavatu Sarveshang Purnam Bhavatu Sarveshang Mangalam Bhavatu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Jai Jai Sri Radhe Jai Jai Sri Radhe Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Bol.